What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So what I want to talk about today, guys, is this Mach 1. Now, this is the one without the performance suspension in it, probably the one most suitable for drag racing. But before we get into that, I want to talk about this 2019 Mustang GT. Now, this is a beautiful orange Fury car, guys. Look at that color, it's just popping. 401A car, premium car, has performance pack wheels on it. The car looks really nice. You can see it's got the blackout package. This car recently was brought into to the dyno at a local shop here, and she put down some pretty good numbers. Now, this car is built up, but it does not have boost on it. It has, it's been built up NA. You can see it here. You can see the Cobra Jet intake manifold. You can see it's got a twin Ford Racing 67mm throttle body and long tube headers. Now, this car performed pretty good on the dyno, guys. You can see it screaming here, laying down like 475 horsepower to the wheels. You know, on the Heartbreak dyno, the Mustang dyno, that's closer to 530 horsepower to the rear wheels. So she's making some pretty good power, and I should mention she's also running on the 85. Now, those are pretty good numbers, guys, in my opinion, for a car that doesn't have any boost on it. The car's been at the track recently, and let me show you how it did. Here it is right here. But you can see this thing screaming down the track with the draggy on. 1080s at 130 miles an hour. Guys, that's fast. I mean, that's hauling the mail. 1080s in an NA car, as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty bad, you know. Heck, I remember my car with the stage 1 Whipple on it, right? When we first got into the quarter mile, we did something like 1072 at 134 miles an hour. I got to tell you, 1080s out of an NA car, you know, that's tough to beat. I mean, if I ran into that car on the street, I wasn't ready for him, that guy would blow my doors off. So personally, you know, I think that's pretty fast. Here, I'll show it to you again. Watch this thing go down the track. Man, that's fast. You know, that's a good example of what you could do with a Gen 3. Basically, you know, a 10R80 car, 355 gear, some NA modifications to it. You know, we all know that this is not the fastest NA car. We've seen cars like this, you know, built by shops, running low 10s, 9s, maybe even faster than that. But this car was basically built by actually belongs to a friend of mine, a guy Alex, locally here in town. He built the car by himself, and it's an awesome car. There's a lot more in it. If he wanted to, say, put in a converter or a trans brake or do some major weight reduction, this car really hasn't had a lot of weight reduction. I will say it has a tubular K member, and he's running skinnies on the front and drag radials, and he's running those times. So there's a lot more in that car, and we'll have more in that car in the future. Now, I want to show you another car here. This is Ivan's car, another guy locally. This is a performance pack car, 2019 Mustang, also in the orange Fury. I got these video clips when we were up at Bradenton a couple of months ago. This car is also a fast E85 car, but there's really nothing done to it other than an E85 tune by a reputable tuner. Here it is. We had it at a Mockley Speedway a little while back. Check this out. This thing just screams down the track, and that's 759 at, I believe that's 96 miles an hour. Nothing more than an E85 tune, and that car's running that fast. I'm told that it runs faster than that. Probably, we've seen 730s out of that car, and at the quarter mile, it runs like not really a low 11, like an 1140 or something like that, 1130 on a good day. Nothing more than an E85 tune. So you can see these Gen 3s are awesome, right? So now getting back to the Mach 1, right? We've seen them. The cars are great. They're awesome. You know, I like them. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not hating on the car. But here's the thing, like looking at this non-handling package one. Okay, this is the one that's probably most suitable for drag racing for comparison to these two other cars. What's this car going to cost? That's my big question. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's awesome. I think it's an awesome car if you compare it to a 3-valve. If you compare this new Mach 1 to one of these Gen 3s that I've just showed you, you'll see that it's really not much better. It's awesome. They've made some improvements to it. There's different calibration to the transmission. It's got different converter in it. It's a newer car. It's a nicer car, but it's a limited production car. So it's likely to be expensive, and in all likelihood, we're going to see dealer markups on it. So really, it's going to come down to price. Is it really worth it to buy a Mach 1, or is it worth it to buy a Gen 3? Because really, all the things that they're saying about the new Mach 1 is what they said about the Gen 3s when they first came out. So, you know, it's a great car, don't get me wrong. I don't want people to think that I'm hating on the car, because I'm not. It really comes down to dollars and cents. When we find out what the new Mach 1 is going to cost, I'm going to guess something like, you know, for the handling car, non-suspension car, this blue one right here, I'm going to guess this car is probably going to be about $56,000. And then the one with the handling package in it is probably going to be about $59,000, $60,000. Hopefully we don't see dealer markups on these cars, but generally we've seen it in the past. I remember back in 2003, right? I went out to buy a Mach 1. I was scoping out an Azure Blue one, and I went to the dealer, and sure enough, they had one sitting there, but there was a $5,000 dealer markup on it. So what did I do? I'm not paying the dealer market. I turned around and I bought this 2003 Cobra, and I had that for a while. That was a nice car. I ended up selling it, and I moved on to some other things. But through history, I've seen every limited production car have a dealer markup on it. So it really comes down to whether you actually want to pay the price for this Mach 1. If not, you could just look at the Gen 3s, okay, because they're awesome in themselves. And personally, I would never pay a dealer markup on anything. So it's really up to you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I got more stuff to come in town. We got a lot of Mustangs in this town, and we're going to diversify the channel. We're going to be getting into some other things going down the road. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. So guys, check out this Trans Am. This is a Trans Am that's built off of a Gen 6 Camaro, Super Sport Camaro. This is built by a company called Trans Am Depot up in Tallahassee, Florida. And this is a really nice car, guys. I've seen videos of this car. This is the first time I've seen one in person. And it has just got the Trans Am look to it. Look at the nose on this car. And it's got the bird on the hood. I mean, I just love the look that these old Pontiacs used to have. This car's got it. You know, the graphics, TA 6.2. So this is an LT motor. I'm told that it has turbos on it. I don't know how much power it makes, but man, it is a beauty. Look at this car. I absolutely love it. Now the owner is a little camera shy. He's getting ready to do a run with it. I'm not gonna be able to film it because we're getting ready to go, but I gotta tell you, man, this is one nice ride.